A man walks into a Ferrari dealership holding a check for $2 million. He already owns 3 Ferraris. Ferrari tells him no. 3 states away, a first-time buyer picks his Roma off the lot that same afternoon. No history required. Same brand, same year. 2 completely different transactions. The deeper you go into the Ferrari lineup, the less that has to do with your money, and the more it has to do with who you already are to them. Let's get into it. The 7 levels of Ferrari. Level 1. The entry. The Roma. The Portofino IM starts around $230,000. A 3.9-liter twin-turbo V8. 612 horsepower. On paper, that's serious performance. In the Ferrari lineup, it's the bottom rung. Long hood. Soft lines. A cabin built for comfort, not attack. This is a grand tourer, not a race car. Designed for crossing a country, not a track. Ferrari built it this way on purpose. This is the door Ferrari built to let more people in. Buy one used, and a 2-year-old Roma trades close to what it sold for new. Not because it's rare, because almost nobody who buys a Roma keeps it. It's a starter home. The whole point is to move out. Level 2. The Icon. The F8 Tributo. The 296 GTB starts around $280,000. The F8 Tributo, a 3.9-liter twin-turbo V8, 710 horsepower. The 296 GTB, a 3.0-liter twin-turbo V6 paired with an electric motor, 819 horsepower combined. Yes, a V6. Ferrari cutting 2 cylinders from its core mid-engine car was controversial. Enthusiasts wrote long threads about the death of the proper Ferrari V8. Then people drove the 296, and the complaints mostly stopped because the V6 revs harder, responds faster, and with the electric motor filling the gaps, it's quicker than the V8 it replaced. Here's the detail that matters. That electric motor isn't there to save fuel. It's there to fill the torque gap between gear changes at speeds where that gap costs 1/10 of a second on a lap. Every rival added electric motors to hit emissions targets. Ferrari added one to go faster. Same technology, opposite motive. Level 3. The open car. The F8 Spider. The 296 GTS starts around $330,000. Same engine, same power. One difference, no roof. Here's what people assume, that Ferrari just cuts the roof off and calls it a day. It doesn't. The retractable hardtop on the 296 GTS opens in 14 seconds. Ferrari timed it, folding a structural roof into a compartment behind 2 seats at 200 miles per hour without wrecking the aerodynamics. Took years to engineer. Most rivals cut the roof and stiffen the chassis to compensate. Ferrari rebuilds the whole structure instead, so the Spider loses almost nothing to the coupe. Not the rigidity, not the handling, nothing. That's the tax on a car that refuses to feel like a compromise. Level 4. The flagship GT. The 812 Superfast. The 812 GTS starts around $380,000. A 6.5-liter naturally aspirated V12, 789 horsepower, redlining at 8,500 revolutions per minute. No turbochargers, no electric motor, no safety net, just displacement and revs. The hard way. Here's why that matters. At 8,500 revolutions per minute, a naturally aspirated V12 makes a sound no turbocharged engine can copy, no matter how much horsepower it makes. And Ferrari knows exactly what's coming. Emissions rules, hybrid mandates. This engine is disappearing, so the 812 isn't really selling horsepower, it's selling one of the last chances anyone will get to buy this exact sound in a brand new car. The buyers who understand that aren't just buying a car, they're buying a moment before it's gone. Level 5, the Special Series, the Daytona SP3. The SF90XX Stradale starts around $1.5 million. This is where Ferrari stops selling and starts choosing. Remember the man from the start of this video, the one holding a check Ferrari turned down. This is the level he was trying to reach. Limited production, invitation only. You need a long purchase history, and it has to include previous Special Series cars. Not a suggestion, a requirement. 599 units of the Daytona SP3 were built. Every single one was allocated before the public ever saw it. The buyer didn't choose the car. Ferrari chose the buyer. What it's not is available. That's not an accident. It's policy. Level 6, the Icona, the Monza SP1 and SP2, starts around $2 million. No windscreens. Not road legal in most countries. $499 built. These reference the Barchetta racers Ferrari built in the 1940s and 50s. Cars that now exist only as photographs and race records. Here's the detail that matters. Ferrari doesn't sell these through a dealer. There's no form, no wait list. Ferrari calls specific clients directly. If the call hasn't come by the time the car is revealed publicly, it isn't coming. The client isn't buying performance at this level. He's buying Ferrari's own interpretation of its history, a completely different object than anything below it. Level 7, the one-off. Price undisclosed, because there was never a price to disclose. One car, one client. A conversation that turns into a car 2 or 3 years later. A car that shares parts with existing models and shares nothing else with anything. Ferrari has built one-offs on the 812, the SF90, the Roma, each one named by the client, each one documented and given a serial number in Maranello alongside every Ferrari ever built. This is the level the man from the beginning of this video actually wanted. 3 Ferraris wasn't enough history. $2 million wasn't enough money. What he was missing wasn't on any spec sheet. So here's the honest shape of it. Levels 1 through 4, the Roma, the 296, the 812, you can still walk in and buy. The badge gets more serious, the price climbs, but the door is open. Above that, the door closes. Level 5 is where Ferrari starts choosing you instead of the other way around. Level 6 is where owning multiple Ferraris stops being enough and becomes the entry fee. Level 7 doesn't have a price because it was never for sale. It's a relationship, and the car is just the proof it existed. Ferrari has turned down more money than most car companies have ever been offered. That decision is 76 years old, and it hasn't changed. The waiting list isn't a marketing strategy, it's the point. Everything Ferrari builds is downstream of one decision. That scarcity isn't a problem to solve, it's the product itself. If you want more of these, the way brands actually work behind the marketing, subscribe. That's what this channel is for.